We say good morning to our good friend Anthony Castrovince of MLB.com. He has a column right now up on .com. The best players at each position that have debuted this season. Anthony, what was the genesis of how this all came together?
Yeah, I've done this in years past as well. So it's not purely rookies. It's guys who've debuted this year. So you don't have, your Spencer Strider, O'Neal Cruz, guys who actually debuted last year. These are guys who just graced us with their presence here in the year 2022.
All right, I believe we have a graphic of around the diamond of all the players that have debuted here. You got J-Rod, you got Stephen Kwan, and Michael Harris the second in the outfield. George Kirby is your one of your starting pitchers. Let's focus on and start in the outfield. Michael Harris the second and Julio Rodriguez. I know you want to highlight them specifically.
Yeah, so I got Michael Harris in right field, even though he doesn't play right field. He plays center field, but so does J-Rod. So both these guys have to be on my team. I could not leave one or the other off. So I'll put Michael Harris in right field. He played like 2 games there in Double-A this year, so that counts. Good enough for me. They've both been incredible. Harris actually has the higher OPS of the two.
Wow.
Maybe not as heralded as the two, but he's been as essential as anybody in that Braves lineup for the Braves being where they are today. They were 8.5 games back when he debuted, and look at them now. Both of them have power and personality and just bring so much to a ball club. I got Kwan in left field there. I think he's been underrated defensively. He's first in defensive runs saved among all left fielders this year. Of course, he began the year at the plate with that incredible streak of 116 pitches without a swing and miss. And that's the historical oddity, obscurity, and sometimes guys who debut with these obscurities, they themselves become obscure quite quickly. Not the case with Kwan. He's actually made the adjustments over the course of the year. He's had a really strong offensive season to go with the elite defense in left field. So I like my outfield a lot.
Natalie Rushman behind the plate has been a culture changer for the Orioles.
Yeah, he really has. It's a short list of catchers in this era, basically, who come up and just get it right away, right? I mean, you got like Buster Posey, Yadi Molina, Salvador Perez. Adley Rutschman has quickly put himself in that group with those guys. I mean, he's third in Fangraphs WAR among all catchers this year. Debuted on May 21st. Had he been up all year, he might be number 1 in that ranking. So he's in the conversation already of best catchers in the game. Hits for average, hits for power. His defense is really strong. They just love him. Leadership qualities already at such a young age. And you see where the Orioles are. It's not all Adley Rutschman, but I do think he's had a really steadying presence on that young club.
George Kirby is a big part of that rotation, and it's nasty in Seattle.
Yeah, he's been great. And again, Spencer Strider is maybe the favorite for NL Rookie of the Year, so he's probably the best, rookie starting pitcher. But George Kirby was my pick for best debut starting pitcher this year. And it's really insane. He's got more than 100 innings, 14 walks. That's pretty crazy. So, we knew this guy was a strike thrower. He's really lived up to it. He had that one game, of course, with 26 consecutive strikes. Again, another obscurity, historical oddity there where he set that record. But to see a young man come up and be so poised and throwing strikes, he's got the second best strikeout to walk ratio of any pitcher with at least 100 innings this season. He's been fantastic for the Mariners. They're managing his workload, but he kind of does it himself because he's so efficient.
Yeah. Jeremy Payne had big shoes to fill, but so far so good in Houston.
Yeah, shortstop was tough because you got Bobby Witt, who, like Julio Rodriguez, has 20 homers, 20 steals, 20 doubles. So, he's deserving equally to Jeremy Pena. I did go with Pena, though, because the total package of the defense, the base running, and what he's meant to a first-place club. You can't really tell the story of the 2022 season and the Astros being the #1 seed in the American League without mentioning Pena, replacing Correa. And, again, you go to wins above replacement, he's right there with Correa this year. So while his offense has fallen off quite a bit in the second half, I think, again, the total package with the defense has really meant a lot to Houston. It's a hard thing to do to replace, an all-star like Correa on a really good team. But Pena came up and kind of slid in seamlessly.
Anthony Castrovince, you can read more of his article, Best Debuts of the 2020 Season, at each position right now on MLB.com. Anthony, great stuff as always, man. Have a great weekend.
Road Flow, you too, buddy.